Hey folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I use he and pronouns. I don't have a specific topic for this video, and I'm probably gonna call it like an assortment of random thoughts or something like that, because it's just me talking, just brain dumping essentially, and just putting it on YouTube, for everyone who wants to watch it, and for my future self to look back on primarily. First thing, my birthday was yesterday. I turned 24. Wow, that's second year celebrating my birthday as a trans man, and second year celebrating my birthday in lockdown. Yeah, really wanted to hang out with friends in person, but lockdown, and I'm not gonna violate rules and put like I don't like breaking rules like that. Just putting everyone else at risk. Um, there was a protest today. I live in Melbourne. There was a massive protest about anti-lockdown in Melbourne today, and that's just gonna put us in lockdown even longer. Like I don't like lockdown either. Like I wanna go out and see people in person and do all these things, but just protesting isn't gonna change the government's mind. Daniel Andrews, our Premier of Victoria, he's not gonna lift lockdown just because people protest. Like it realistically doesn't do anything. It doesn't change anything, but it just puts more people at risk and just it's like a coronavirus festival essentially. Whereas COVID's like, yay, all these people, let's infect everyone. That's yeah. Protesting is not a it's not an ideal or safe way to release frustrations and all these emotions about being in lockdown. Like it puts everyone else at risk and it doesn't change anything. And there are other ways of, I guess, letting all of the emotions out that doesn't involve spreading coronavirus and putting everyone else at risk and extending lockdown even longer. Like there are other avenues to express frustration and all of these emotions about COVID lockdowns that doesn't involve spreading COVID. Yeah, my birthday. I didn't really do much to celebrate. I called three friends yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday. I called three friends. I had work for half the day, and I just played some video games. And today I did an online escape room with my closest friends. I was team leader. It was really fun. Never done an online escape room before, but it ended up working really well, and it was really fun. So I was the lead, and I was just clicking and interacting with the room and stuff, and I was sharing my screen with the rest of my friends, and yeah, I was just navigating the whole thing, and we were all working together to solve puzzles and stuff. My friends are like literally geniuses. I didn't even get half. I couldn't figure out half of it. Like they did most of it. Um, yeah, like putting the pieces together. And I guess it's all of our brains together that helped us solve it. Because if I was to do that alone, or if any of my friends were to do that room alone, it would be much harder because there's no one to bounce off of and no one to talk to about different possible solutions. And everyone just bringing knowledge into the space. And that's how we got out of the escape room. Everyone's unique knowledge of and understanding of things combined is what got us out. My health's been a bit funny this week, especially earlier this week. I mean, Thursday, Friday, today, it's better than earlier this week, but then I don't know. It just felt like really faint and my head hurt. It felt heavy, it felt faint, and I felt really nauseous. Um, and I don't really have a medical explanation for it. It's I did ask myself like, in my mind and body, what do you need? What do you need right now? And I would honor what I need, but the thing is, I didn't know what I needed because I didn't know what was underlying it. Like this, me feeling faint and feeling sick is just the surface level manifestation of whatever's going on deep down. It's just like the surface level indicator and indicating something else is going on deep down, and I don't have answers, so I didn't know what I needed for myself. But then I don't know. I didn't really do many things that I didn't do anything different besides slowing down a little bit, pumping the brakes, And yeah, it just sort of got better on its own later this week. I am seeing a medical professional about it next week, so yeah, just to check in and yeah, ask some questions. But yeah, it's really weird. Don't I don't know why it happens. And some thought about birthdays in of itself. I guess birthdays honor the day we came out of the womb into the world that is life. Life outside the womb, I should say. Um, yeah. So like yesterday was my 24th birthday, and I'm just honoring. I survived 24 years, and like next year my birthday is just like celebrating I survived for another year. Like that's the bare minimum thing. Like I do other things, but just thinking of birthdays is just celebrating our existence on the earth. Like another year passes, we celebrate we existed, we're here for another year, we've been here for another year, and then the year after, we've been here for another 365 days. It's just, yeah, that thought about birthdays is just honoring our existence, just celebrating that we exist in the world essentially, and it's the day we came into this world. Yeah. I've recently been reflecting on like what I'm doing in life and like which direction I want to go in. Currently I work in mental health as a mental health worker, but on the side I do films, I write skits, I do some acting, not professional acting, it's just like for my skits and my own videos and films. I drum, I make music, I like video editing, I like audio editing. It's just like there's a part of me that sort of wants to do boxing, take boxing to like a more professional level, and there's also a part of me that really wants to take drumming to a more professional level. And I can't do everything though. Like I can't be a professional mental health worker, then a professional drummer, and then a professional fighter, and then a professional filmmaker, professional video editor. It's just like there's just like too many things to do professionally because I will need a lot of training, spend hours into honing my craft and my building my skills. It's unrealistic that I can become a professional at every single one of these things. So yeah, it's just been reflecting. It's just like I like all of these things, but I also like working in mental health and um supporting people on their journey of recovery, working together with people on their mental health recovery journeys and stuff. And you know, creating difference in the LGBTIQ plus space in terms of mental health work as well. I like everything. I just don't have time to do everything on a professional level. Yeah. On the topic of mental health work, I'm gonna apply for postgraduate psychology, clinical psychology studies. So I live in Melbourne, Victoria, and there's Masters of Psychology clinical, and there's also Doctor of Psychology clinical. So I'm gonna apply for postgraduate studies. And if I get in, if I'm successful, then I'll start my clinical psychology training next year. Um, and it's really competitive. I know it's really competitive, and it's hard to get in because there's only a limited number of spots at each uni, and a lot of people like clinical psychology is the most popular psychology, like postgraduate psychology degree. Um, and I have to make my case, like, yeah, why I want to do this and why they should choose me as one of the candidates to offer the course to, essentially. As my case is on the lines of there is a lack of trans psychs and support for, I guess, professional support options for trans people in general, like trans friendly and experienced psychologists who know how to work with trans people. And just having a lived experience of being trans, that's already a very valuable part of work in the mental health for me. Also, how the rates of mental health concerns in the trans and gender diverse community is ridiculously high. The rates of people hurting themselves, the rates of suicide, suicide attempts, suicides, it's just a lot compared to cisgender and straight people, and even cisgender non heterosexual people. It's just a lot. There's a lot of issues, yet there isn't enough support. And yeah, doing clinical psych training, it'll give me the skills and the power to as well to support people in a way and help people on a journey in a way that I can't do right now. Like I'm also aware there's a lot of gatekeeping in trans people accessing services and supports they need. And having a being registered as a clinical psych will allow me to do like more document stuff, signing documents, being references, writing reports for people to access trans people to access the support and services they need. Um, Also, like if you couldn't tell already from scrolling through my YouTube videos, I'm very passionate and I really do want to work in the LGBT space, especially with trans and gender diverse people. So yeah, I've started writing my personal statement. So hopefully I can convince them enough that they should choose me as one of the people to offer the course to. And in terms of relationships, I've come to the point where I'm open to meeting someone and getting to know them as a friend first, and then seeing where that goes from there. And if things end up, I guess, going never turning towards the path of being romantic and sexual, then yeah, I'm really open to it now. Like, I think I've healed enough from the previous incident that I want this again. Like I want this. Like it's not like, nah, I'm not ready for this again. It's like, yeah, if it happens and it happens, that's awesome. Like I'm really open to it now, and like just doing intentional peer support training, and just talking a lot about humanness and how to be human, build connections, hold space for both parties to be vulnerable, and all of these important, very human things. I'm much better equipped now to work with the person in a relationship, and yeah, I have more psychological and emotional capacity now to actually want to be in a relationship because wounds have healed, not 100% but mostly healed. And yeah, I'm ready to give it another shot, but definitely not going to do online dating because that's a nightmare. It's not ended well for me, so I'm not doing that. And yes, meeting people in person. Some people could be like complete assholes or what have you, but I will, I, would, I think I'll get a better feel because I would have met them in person already, and I would get sort of a better feel for how I am around them and like my nervous system activity and yeah, the vibe essentially. Yeah, I'm definitely not gonna repeat some of the mistakes I made last time. And yeah, something I'm not gonna do is compromise on myself for the other person. Essentially, I'm not gonna just lose myself for the sake of the relationship or just to continue the relationship. And I'm more confident now in being honest with my needs and yeah, just say, hey, this is not okay. Like, I'm not appreciating this thing that you're doing. We need to talk about it. We need to find a way to navigate through this because I can't keep this up. And if this keeps up, then I don't know if our connection is gonna last. Yeah, just being honest with my needs and telling the person, hey, I don't appreciate this, what you're doing. If yeah, they do something, even yeah, it could be not malicious, but then I could interpret it in a particular way, and I don't know, just having really honest and open conversation, being transparent and not assuming things can help with so much, like can help prevent so much miscommunication and like hidden grudge, hidden resentment, because we don't know what the other person's actual intention is. And um yeah, and just being honest at the start, like this is what I'm looking for in a relationship, and if you're looking for different things, that's okay. Then it's just like we're not compatible and it's not gonna work out. So just being honest, I'm not gonna like compromise on what I want and what I expect and I guess standards in a way, just for the sake of having a relationship. Like that's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. And in terms of standards, I don't mean like the person has to be a millionaire, they have to be rich, they have to come from this type of family, they have to be a certain race or from a certain cultural background, or they have to be in this level job, high level job, or they have to look a certain way. No, like that's not what I mean. For me personally, that's not my idea of having standards. For me, having standards is, is the person open to working together with me if challenges and conflicts arise? Is the person willing to be vulnerable? Because I cannot connect with someone on a deeper level unless they are vulnerable with me, like I'm vulnerable with them, they're vulnerable with me. That's how I personally connect with people on a deeper level. Otherwise, I won't feel much, and there'll just be this superficial bond, and that doesn't work for me. Yeah, someone who can be vulnerable, someone who's honest with me, like, and yeah, honest, and honestly, someone who's committed to the relationship, not just like, oh yeah, I'll just date this person for the sake of it, and I only put effort in every now and then because I just want them to tag along because for I don't know, in case I get bored or something. No, it's just like actually committed to a relationship and like seeing it as important, because like to me, if something's not important or someone's not important, I don't really care about it or them. But yeah, if the relationship, like I take this seriously and I don't date for the sake of dating, and if someone just wants to like hook up and stuff, go for it. Like your life, as long as you're not hurting anyone and there's consent, go for it. Go for your life. But that's not me, and that's not how I see it. I can't envision that in my relationship with another person. Um, because yeah, it's not really my cup of tea. But again, if it's someone else's cup of tea, that's fine. Go for it. Go for your life. Something I talked to one of my friends about recently is owning the parts of me that people might consider weird or unorthodox. Um, yeah, when I was younger, I used to be really ashamed of being the odd one out and just being called the weird kid because I was different, or parts of me were different, or I do things differently from other people. And yeah, I used to be really ashamed of it. Now I'm just like, I don't care. Like, if you call me weird or odd, then like, I own it. Like, it means I'm different from people that the person has encountered and seen before in life. So I'm unique in my own way, and like, I embrace that and am not ashamed of it anymore. Like one thing I do that can be unorthodox and is like I literally military crawl on in my hallway for fun and to exercise. Like literally like doing military crawling up and down my hallway. Like I don't I can't imagine many people doing this as their form of exercise and doing it for the sake of it being fun. Military crawling in their hallway. That's like one part of me that might be considered unorthodox, but that's me, and I don't care. I would rather much walk alone and travel solo and stay connected to my true self and not change myself or pretend to be someone I'm not just for the sake of fitting in. Like, I'd rather go solo than pretend to be someone I'm not just to fit in with a group. Like, I think there's an image on Google long ago I saw. It's like one person there were two lines, and in one line there's only one person, and the other line was long, very long, and I can imagine like the one person line is like the person staying true to themselves and just living life authentically, even though it's not what everyone else is doing. And then yeah, the other line I envision as like everyone who tries to change themselves just to fit in or be accepted into a group. Still, I'd rather much travel solo. And if people have problems with me, living my authentic life, being my genuine self, then I know where they stand in my life. And again, I'm not gonna compromise for relationships, but just connections in general. Like, if someone doesn't like me for being me, that's fine. Like, thank you next. Like, we don't need to be in each other's lives, and we don't need to waste each other's time. So it's like we both move along, have a nice have a nice journey. I do have a few more thoughts, but I don't know how long the video's gone for by now, and I don't want to drag it on for like ever. So I'm gonna leave it there for today. Thanks for watching, folks. Just my random assortment of thoughts, my brain dump. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video.